So as you've heard throughout our presentation today, Binogi is a multilingual resource and it addresses concerns of equity and diversity, which are concerns that are front and center in our schools and in our world today. And by making content accessible to students in their first language, we are eliminating a barrier for access to education for our students in subject-specific content. Binogi looks at language as an asset, as a resource, and students can continue to develop their first language while they are acquiring fluency in their second or third language with little to no interruption and access to subject-specific content. Binogi supports all students, not just our English language learners, but all students. Individual learning needs can be addressed, and I think Emmanuel mentioned this as well as Jim and Alexander, without students really needing to be removed or isolated from the group. So differentiated instruction is certainly an option with a resource with a platform like Binogi. We can break down barriers by ensuring access to subject-specific content, and through inclusion and equitable access learning opportunities for students, we believe that students' confidence and self-esteem should improve, and students should see themselves reflected and their languages valued in Binogi's video content. The piece with the parental involvement is so important for all students, and we want parents as stakeholders in the education of their children. For newcomer families, parental involvement is sometimes challenging because parents don't speak fluently the language of instruction. But with a resource like Binogi and a platform like Binogi, parents are able to access the content that their students are studying in school at home and are better positioned to support their children. Consider the possibilities in how one can use Binogi, and I believe Jim mentioned this earlier on in our panel. Teachers can use Binogi lessons in so many ways. It might be to introduce a topic to students, or perhaps it's to inform instruction as a diagnostic and an assessment for learning. Binogi can be used to activate prior knowledge or to reinforce learning through deliberate practice, whether that's during school or perhaps it's at home. The quizzes provide feedback for teachers and for students. And think about the feedback that you had access to on the teacher's site when you could see students who struggled with various questions and the kinds of questions that perhaps they were struggling with. There's also a possibility for that cross-curricular clustering of learning outcomes or learning expectations, which will then also support a transfer of learning for students. As Suzanne mentioned earlier on in our webinar, Binogi offers a digital engagement project. And this project is a partnership, and we keep stressing that it is a partnership where Binogi works in conjunction with the school board or the school. And we have research as part of that project as well, where it is collaborative and it's goal-driven, and it really takes place over an extended period of time rather than as a 2 or 3 month project. For many of the boards and schools who are interested in a digital engagement project, reach out to us and let us know, because it's entirely possible we could set you up with a pilot before you begin that digital engagement project so that you can truly explore Binogi and understand how it will impact learning for your students in your school and support your teachers. As we draw to the close of today's webinar, we would like to thank you for being here with us, and we invite you to provide us with your feedback. On the screen, you can see a QR code. We would invite you to scan that using your phone, and it will bring you directly to our Google feedback form. We will offer 2 other sessions with our webinar series. Part 2 will focus on hearing from teachers who are using Binogi in their classrooms with their students. This Part 2 webinar will take place very early in the school year. Part 3 will take place probably 1 month following that, and it will allow us to focus on how schools and school boards can engage with Binogi in a digital engagement project. We'd like to extend our thanks to our expert panel today for spending some time with us, sharing their expertise and sharing their experiences with using Binogi and their research experience as well. In their honor and in their names, Binogi has made a donation to World Vision in the following:
c'est très protocolaire.
the COVID-19 response, feed hungry children and families,
Ouais,
medicine
mais c'est bon.
children,
Vas-y.
and agricultural packs. We've donated the agricultural packs in Bent's honor. Bent is our Zoom guru behind the scenes from Sweden today. And so Bent, in your name and in your honor, we've also made a donation to World Vision. We thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to learning with you and connecting with you in the future. If you have not already done so, please create a free account on Binogi's website. Use your camera and scan the QR code, and it will bring you directly to our website. Or go to Binogi.ca and create your free account today. If you require any other information, further information on a digital learning project, or anything that we've mentioned here today, feel free to reach out to any one of us. We are more than happy to work with you and to answer your questions. Thank you again for being here. We appreciate June is a very busy time for teachers and schools. So we really appreciate that you have taken the time to spend with us this afternoon. Thank you.